Hi, everybody. This is Gene Mortensen along with Mike Katko, and we are still here at Griffith Gymnasium. And now it will be the boys' part of this doubleheader. The Hilltopper girls, who led the entire ball game, and then got tied up by the Lady Eagles came from behind, took a 1-point lead, 31-30, and then went up 33-30. Hilltoppers came back with a three-pointer to tie things up, and it went into overtime. And then Belen, just who've been having a lot of trouble executing the layups and outside shots, they just suddenly gelled in that overtime, completely gelled, and they put up 14 points in the overtime. And then, of course, they put in 14 points in the fourth quarter, but most of those points came in the last part of the quarter. So they scored. There were about 4 minutes for the last part of the quarter and 4 minutes for overtime. They put in 28 points. And up to that point, they'd only put in 19. But so very, very interesting ball game. And we'll try to see if we can give you some more stats later on. But right now, it's time for Hilltopper boys basketball. And the Hilltoppers taking on the Belen Eagles, coached by Andrew Donnell. They are 1-1 on the season. The Hilltoppers right now are 2-0 as the Hilltoppers opened up against Valencia and won that ball game easily as they just kind of ran away from Valencia. And then the Hilltoppers went down to Hope last weekend and came away with a nice victory, a closer victory against the very, very good Hope team. And so we'll see how they do against these Belen Eagles. Andrew Donnell, he coached them to a state championship a couple of years ago. So they are a well-coached team. And we'll see. And Benito Maestas also a very well-coached team. So we are about ready, I think, for maybe the national anthem. But anyway, Maury, he has this manuscript he has to read before every game. But anyway, it'll be interesting to see how the Hilltoppers do, because in that first ball game against Valencia, I mean, they just came out and they just took off running, and they never even looked back. Valencia, who I thought would be a pretty good team, and they were a pretty good team, but we just outclassed them in every respect. It was absolutely amazing. And so of course, the people like Harrison Frank, the sophomore, we knew he was going to be pretty good this year, as he was an outstanding freshman. We knew he was going to be pretty good, but and of course, he came back here as a sophomore, and he certainly didn't disappoint anybody.
Well, he's got an older brother, Cooper, who also isn't a slouch out there when he's got the ball. He's a great little point guard, real smart, and smart with the basketball especially.
But the Hilltoppers, and oh, by the way, the soccer tournament, the soccer tournament started off today, and the Hilltopper both the boys and the girls had to travel. The girls had to travel down to Get-Drossel to take on Goddard. Goddard was the 4th seed. Hilltoppers were the 5 seed. Goddard won that ball game 4-0. So the Hilltoppers soccer season is done. And by the way, just to point it out that in that ball game where the Hilltopper girls lost in overtime, they were playing without the services of their soccer girls, Jenna Harris and Tara McDonald, and Caitlin Velarde also was on the injured list. So, and then I'm gonna go away from soccer for a second here. Let Mike give you the starters.
We'll shift gears here. Belen is going to start Jordy Rojak, Elijah Romero, Oscar Almeida, Nathan Sanchez, and Dalton Bland. For the Toppers, Cooper Frank, the senior, 5'10 senior. Nico Garcia is going to start. Chevy Wood, the 5'11 junior. Harrison Frank, the 6-foot sophomore. And Elijah Ortiz, the 6-foot junior, who manages to get a lot of rebounds underneath.
So
and
finishing off excuse me, Mike.
I'll go ahead and do
I was going to say, finishing off the soccer situation, the boys were the number 7 seed. They went up against Taos, the number 2 seed in Taos. They lost twice in the season. They lost to Taos up there, and then Taos came here last week and defeated the Hilltopper boys 2-0. We broadcast that ball game. Anyway, the Hilltopper boys won 2-1, which means they advance in the soccer tournament, and they're going to go into the semifinals, and that will be held in Albuquerque, and either at Highland or at Academy. So it'll be an game in Albuquerque, and we will be in Albuquerque to bring you that ball game. So we start things off, and Belen brings the ball in, and they quickly get it over to Jordy Rojo, and Rojo, he just puts the ball on the floor, and then Hilltoppers immediately pick up the personal foul, and that was Sebi Wood. So now the ball.
Sebi Wood, he got the other foul. Toppers from the corner. Shots missed. They get the rebound. Harrison Frank with it on top.
So Harrison Frank dribbling between the circles right now, dishes it off. Nico Garcia is going to take it to the basket. This shot is too long and off. There's been one personal foul that was called against Sebi Wood as he tried to make the steal on Jordy Rojo right off the bat. Going down the middle of the lane for the Eagles is Dalton Bland, and he loses the handle, but we're going to have a reach-in foul, and that's going to go once again to Sebi Wood, and that's going to be his second. So he picks up 2 quick ones, and that's the 2 team fouls. So Sebi, of course, will come out of the ball game.
Oh, nice.
Shot is off, and then, the inbound pass is picked off by Los Alamos, comes up to Cooper Frank. Frank dishes it up the court to Sebi Wood. Wood lays it in for 2.
Great little scoop pass.
But Sebi's going to have to come out of the ball game. And Jordy Rojo, he's very, very quick and small. He's a small, wiry guy, and he takes it right to the hole, and he blows the layup. Hilltoppers right now lead 2-0. They get it over now to
Cooper Frank.
Harrison Frank. Frank gets over into the corner. Shot is taken, and the rebound comes down to Nico Garcia. That shot taken from the corner.
Slapped away.
And so the ball now is picked up by the Eagles. The Eagles down in the corner. Jordy Rojo, he's trying to find somebody to get it to. The ball is now going to be picked up by Nico Garcia. He's just going to take it all the way and lay it in.
Nico, great job.
So
great
Nico
ball handling that time. Shifted it over to his left hand so he can make that left hand layup. Great shot.
Yeah, really. So Nico picks it off and then converts it. Hilltoppers now lead 4-0. Working with it is Elijah Romero. Romero gets it onto the right wing in the corner, and Oscar Almeida puts in the 3. That makes it a 4-3 ball game. Now just walking it up the floor is Harrison Frank. He's going to hand it over to Cooper Frank. Cooper down near the half-court circle on the dribble. Still on the dribble. Hilltoppers moving around, trying to set something up. Comes now to Harrison Frank. Frank on the dribble again. He's going to take it to the hole. They have a reach-in. Is going to go to reach-in foul is going to go to one of the Eagles trying to make the steal from Cooper, and that's from Harrison. That's going to go to Elijah Romero. That'll be his first. That's the first team foul. And now checking into the ballgame for Los Alamos will be Ryan Zeke. He's going to replace, so he's going to replace Sebi Wood, who picked up those 2 quick personals. So he's going to be sitting out for a little while. Harrison Frank brings it into Cooper Frank, top of the key. He get it back to, now he'll get it over now to Ryan Zeke. Zeke gets it now to Harrison Frank, dribbles out to the half-court circle, gets some instructions from Benito Maestas, comes to Nico Garcia, right wing. Cooper Frank over to Harrison, 3-point shot by Harrison. That's way off, and that's very, very unusual. Rebound down to the Eagles. They're going to flip it out now to Oscar Almeida. 4-3 ball game right now with 4:50 to go here in this first quarter. Out on top it comes to Elijah Romero. And I thought for a minute Oscar Almeida was going to shoot it from downtown, and he decided not to. Now from the corner, a 3-point shot, and that is up and in by Jordy Rojo.
Jordy Rojo, beautiful little shot over there. buried in the corner. Absolutely in the farthest corner you can get. Nice three-point shot by him.
Cooper Frank dribbles into the lane, has the ball stolen away by Jody Rojo. Rojo goes coast to coast and lays it in, and he's very, very fast.
5 points for him in the game. 8-4 is a score. Toppers trailing first quarter.
Well, once he grabbed that ball, as quick as he is, nobody was going to catch up with him. Malik Abuda. Malik Abuda puts a shot up. That is off. Rebound comes down to the Eagles, who now lead 8-4 with 3:45 to go here in the first quarter. Come to Elijah Romero. Romero inside, gets it to Dalton Bland. Bland will bring it over on the right wing. They're going to try to get it underneath. They bring it back out on top to the top of the key. Over now to Oscar Almeida. So the Hilltoppers, they're having a lot of trouble solving this Hilltopper zone. It's a 1-2-2 matchup, and a shot is taken and is partially blocked from behind by Nico Garcia, and that deflected it enough that just kind of went off to the side of the rim. Cooper Frank now brings it up for Los Alamos. He's going to get it over to Nico. Nico in the corner to Harrison. Three-point shot by Harrison, and boy, he doesn't miss those.
Boy, what a
Harrison
shot.
Frank, boy, pretty three-point shot, and it makes it now an 8-7 ball game. Dalton Bland brings it across the timeline. He's going to hand it over to Elijah Romero. Elijah Romero.
Elijah has a great little shot, too.
Elijah, God almighty. Unbelievable. So coming down the middle of the lane, the ball is going to be, well, it was momentarily picked up, stolen by Los Alamos Cooper Frank, and then it immediately stolen back by Elijah Romero. And Romero gets it over to Dalton Bland, who just puts it in for two.
That Dalton Bland's looks like your typical ranch kid, too.
Yeah, we have no heights on the Eagles at all.
Oh.
Shot taken by Harrison Frank from the left corner.
Elijah's going to get called for a personal here.
So Elijah Ortiz
for us gets called. That's his first. He'll come out. Toppers replace him, I believe, with Gavin Coy.
Ortiz picks up his first personal, and that should be the third team foul on Los Alamos. But anyway, as Mike says, Gavin Coy now is checked into the ball game. On top, Dalton Bland with the dribble. So there's a lot of motion here for Belen as everybody's moving for Belen and the Hilltoppers right now are in a man-to-man defense.
Well, we got a carry. They never call that.
No, they don't.
They never call it.
Jordy Rojo calls for palming the ball on the dribble.
Timeout.
And you see these kids walking down the floor, dribbling down the floor like walking up to the half-court line. They look like they're, scooping sugar out of the bin or something.
Taking this time out just to do a little shout out to everybody. I'd like to shout out to Max and Mom that are listening in. I'd like to do our shout outs here at the beginning of the game. Tried to get on at the beginning of the game, but ran into a little trouble. So shout out to Max and Mom. Of course, Kent Mortensen up there in Lakewood. And Big Larry Mortensen here in town. He's always listening. Russ is up there in North Mesa, and he tunes in to hear us. And those will be our shout-outs for right now. I'll let everybody know that they're listening in, and get your friends to listen in also.
Yeah, we have a shout-out to Yolanda listening in Florida.
Yolanda!
What is it you call her? Elmira or something? Lorelei, yes.
Sorry.
Pass underneath as we come out of the timeout. The Hilltoppers get it underneath right now to Gavin Coy. Coy puts up a wild left-handed shot, but the rebound is going to come down to Gavin, and Gavin is going to go to the free throw line, and a personal foul is going to go to Elijah Romero. That's going to be his second, and that'll be the third team foul.
Gavin Coy on the line, first trip there, misses the first point. 10-7's the score. Gavin Coy still at the line, shots up and good. 10-8, Toppers trailing. First quarter, 1:24 left.
He made both of those?
Missed the first one.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, my scoring is off then. Anyway. So they'll get it now to Dalton Bland. Bland on the baseline, picked up there by Gavin Coy. They have to bring it back out on top. They go back underneath to Bland again. Bland is going to dish it off at the
beautiful move.
At the last second, and Bland then makes a move to the basket. They bring it out on top to Harrison Frank. Frank gives it to Gavin Coy. Coy is going to get it on the right wing. Three-point shot up and in by the mystery player.
Okay.
Well, I don't have a 21. Jeez.
We'll have to go check.
Well, anyway.
We'll find out.
I don't know how many. I thought I finally got this roster correct after the mess that they got us into in the last game. But once again, try to go to max preps. I even tried to use the rosters from the last game. Anyway, we're going to have a traveling violation called against the Eagles. Mike will go down and see who number 21 is. But, boy, it just drives us crazy, these crazy, we try to get them to, for criminy sakes, get the rosters right, but they never seem to be right. In the corner it comes now to 21, and we're going to be a personal foul, and that one's going to go to, so it's going to go to Ryan Zeke. That's going to be his first as they call him for the blocking foul. That's his first, and that is the third team foul. I have 4 team fouls. They only have 3. But I know that the thing started off with Sebi Wood picking up 2. Shot taken by Belen is off. Rebound comes down to Harrison Frank. Frank's I thought he was going to take it all the way. And then nobody paying attention to the clock. And the clock runs out, and the Hilltoppers lead after 1 quarter of play, 11-10. And did you find out who that number 21 is?
Number 21 was number 7 in the last game, Ryan Aldaz. Ryan Aldaz has 3 points in the game now with that 3-point shot. So at the end of the first quarter, Toppers on top at 11-10.
Yeah, okay, so. All right.
So you had everybody.
Well, I got the rest of it right except for
Ryan changed
Ryan.
his number. Well, he changed his number.
I took my roster home. I took Mike's roster home. Took all this and tried to find concoct and construct the roster. But well,
we got it down by the end of the season. So
I'm not interested in my problems, but nah.
That's correct.
God. But anyway, it doesn't make it easy for us. 11-10, the Hilltoppers up. As the Hilltoppers, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. They came up with 4 field goals. 2 of those were 3-pointers, and they are 1 for 2 from the free throw line.
Ryan Aldaz and Harrison Frank with the 3-pointers for the Toppers.
The Hilltoppers will inbound to start this second quarter. They get it underneath. Good ball movement by Los Alamos as they bring it out now to Ryan Aldaz over to Harrison Frank trying to cut down the middle of the lane. That time it was Ryan Zeke. Zeke has the ball knocked away, and then a 3-point shot by Harrison Frank rims around and comes out. Rebound pulled down by Gavin Cervantes. Cervantes at Belen, he's going to hit it. He flips it over to Jordy Rojo. Rojo will go to the point. Joshua Woodson will check in for Los Alamos at the next possibility. They bring it out on top to Dalton Bland. Bland's going to go up against Malik Abuda. He gets shoved from behind.
Malik Abuda not going to let him just have the lane to himself.
Yes, he got the step on Malik. So Malik, he just put his hand in his back.
And shoved him all the way. And that's a big kid he shoved, too.
Yeah, really. And so Malik,
Dalton Bland isn't a small kid out there.
I mean,
he was not going to give him the lane.
So that is his first, and that is the 5th team foul. And so they finally catch up on team fouls. And so makes it 11-10, still 11-10. That was the score at the end of the quarter. We're 1 minute gone here into the second quarter. Get it to Dalton Bland, out to Jordy Rojo over on the left wing. 3-point shot off the glass and in by Norman Finley. Unbelievable.
Norman Finley.
So Norman Finley puts in the 3-pointer off the glass. Hilltoppers.
Nice feed.
They get it inside. So a beautiful pass inside that time, coming from Ryan Zeke over to Mark Cleland. Cleland, the big kid, a 6'2" junior. He's taller than 6'2".
I think 6'5".
I guarantee you. I don't know.
At
They
least
have listed. No, wait. We don't. Do we have a height on him? No, we don't. Harrison Frank makes a great move. This is off the last second to Mark Cleland once again.
Mark Cleland making his presence felt. Getting fed twice and scoring twice.
Well, twice the Hilltoppers penetrate and then dish it off to the big kid, Mark. And Mark's able to drop them both in. So we're going to have a push off on Jordy Rojo as he was being pressured that time. All over him was Joshua Woodson. He tried to push Joshua away, and they call him for the foul. So he's going to pick up. That's going to be his first, and that is the third team foul.
So Mark Cleland is dwarfing their big man, Dalton Bland, out there.
Absolutely. Inside it comes now to Cleveland again. Cleveland going to put it up off the glass. They have no way to stop that. He has six straight points for the Hilltoppers, and the Hilltoppers take the lead 15-13.
I think I know our offense now.
Goes to Jordy Rojo and Rojo this time. So this time he starts to make a move and gets picked up, and
Woodson.
Against Woodson drew the foul on him last time, but this time Josh gets the foul.
So they pulled Dalton Bland way out to get Cleland out of the middle.
So they get it to Jordy Rojo. Rojo standing the key. Top Dalton Bland 3-point shot. Rebound is going to come down high in the air. Harrison Frank on the move. Going to dish it up to Nico Garcia. What a pass.
Nobody saw that.
Unbelievable. He came down that right side. He went high in the air to get the rebound, took off down the right sideline, and at the last second, he put a bounce pass right past the two defenders for the Eagles, right to Nico Garcia. Garcia was pushed, and so Nico looked like
nobody saw that pass coming, Gene.
No, not at all.
Nobody in the gym. It looked like Harrison was going to go for a layup, being guarded by two people. He just split Nico with that pass. Beautiful.
Well, it was a good foul.
Oh, Cleveland.
Pass is going to come now to. No way. That ball goes out of bounds, and that's definitely off of the Belen, and they're going to give it back to him.
It was off of Belen, is right.
There were three Belen players trying to get a hold of that ball. 17-13, timeout taken now by Andrew Donnell.
Boy, everybody needs a breath after that.
17-13 right now is the score.
Right here.
But the 6 points for Los Alamos all coming from Mark Cleland.
Boy, feed that guy. 17-13 is the score in the second period. And, Coach Maestas has found somebody inside he can pass it to, and that's Mark Cleland. I think keep giving it to him. Harrison Frank, what a pass that was. I've never seen anything I haven't seen a pass like that in a long time. He split the defenders. Nobody expected it. I totally thought he was going up on a layup. Beautiful pass.
Well, they had
good basketball here so far tonight.
Yeah, they had two guys dropping back, and then they started to make a commitment toward Harrison. And then at the last second, he threw that bounce pass, came to Nico. Nico then just cut into the lane, started to go up with the shot, and he was pushed from behind. Otherwise, he would have made it. And but it was a good foul because Nico missed both free throws.
Unfortunately, but Topper's still on top. 17-13. It's an exciting game.
Yeah, I knew this would be a good one.
Really good basketball. Really good.
Belen, a well-coached team, and so after the timeout, so they take a full timeout, and so after the timeout, they'll inbound it at midcourt. In the corner, goes now to Jordy Rojo over on the left wing. So Harrison Frank on him. And now they bring it out on top to Oscar Almeida. Joshua Woodson trying to pick him up. Ball stolen away by Frank. I mean, he just reached in and took the ball away from him. It wasn't any picking the pocket like normally on a dribble, as Oscar Almeida tried to go by Harrison Frank. He was being guarded by Joshua Woodson as he tried to go by Harrison Frank. Frank just reached out and took the ball out of his hands. Shot taken from outside. Rebound comes down to Mark Cleland. They get it to Harrison Frank. Frank picks up his dribble. Gets away with a walk. Joshua Woodson, three-point shot. That's going to go off the side of the rim and out of bounds. 19-13. The Hilltoppers now leading by 6. They were up by 1 at the end of the first quarter. Then Belen came in and took the lead momentarily until Mark Cleland got involved.
Well, I'm telling you, he owns the middle of that. Owns the key down there and the low post. Dalton Bland is over there. He's their big man, trying to move him out of there. Nothing doing. He is one big kid. When he squares up, you're not moving him. Oh!
And so Jordy Rojo a little upset, but I don't know why he's upset. But Joshua, he tried to make a move on Joshua Woodson, and Woodson just reached in and just ripped the ball out of his hands. And he was quite upset about that. But I
really think it should have been a held ball.
It certainly should have. And Rojo, I don't know what he was upset about, but he's going to go to the free throw line, and he's going to shoot a 1-1.
He makes that one.
As Joshua picks up his second personal, that's the 7th team foul on Los Alamos. So Rojo goes to the free throw line, puts in the front end of the 1-1, and he will now put the back end. This one's going to be off. Mark Cleveland with a rebound. Up the floor it comes to Nico Garcia quickly. Harrison Frank, three-point shot.
Oh.
That's his favorite spot over in that right corner. And Harrison Frank drills it for 8 points.
He has such a pretty shot, Gene. He goes straight up, throws a nice arc, rotation, everything beautiful.
Yeah. And it is nothing but string music, as they say.
Who says that?
I say it.
I haven't heard that since the 50s, I think.
Well, what do you expect? Jordy Rojo going in.
Oh, there's got to be a walk there.
Cooper Frank. Yeah, Mike is right.
They're going to call a foul.
Well, that definitely was traveling. No two ways about it. Cooper Frank, though, picks up the personal. That's his first. That's the 8th team foul. So Jordy Rojo
back at the line again.
Is going to go back to the free throw line. He was just there. He was 1 for 2 on the shooting a 1-1. That should have been a 1-1. He wasn't shooting. He wasn't shooting. That should have been a 1-1.
Are we watching a different game or what's going on?
Well, I don't know what in the world all that's about, but the shot is off. The Eagles get the rebound. Finally,
nice.
And it comes down to Dalton Bland. Bland just tries to force it up through a double team. His shot is off. Cooper Frank with a rebound. Gets it to Harrison Frank. Out to Nico Garcia. Garcia is going to come down the lane. Beautiful move by Nico. This one is off. Rebound comes down to the Eagles. 22-14, 8-point lead for Los Alamos as Jordy Rojo was just at that line. He should have been shooting a 1-1, but they let him shoot 2. I don't know why. Pass is almost stolen away by Cooper Frank. Jordy Rojo able to retrieve it back. Rojo on the move once again. And she should have been called for double dribble.
I want a double dribble. Everybody's calling double dribble
golly.
except for the refs.
First he travels, and so now they're going to say that Nico Garcia is guilty of the personal. That's going to be his first. That is a 9th team foul. So now we will have a 1-1, and going to the free throw line will be Garen Cervantes.
Cervantes' first trip to the line. You believe he's going to shoot 2, but we never know anymore.
No, he's going to shoot 1-1.
Okay.
2:25 to go here in the first half. Hilltoppers up by 8. So Cervantes' first shot is off. It's going to come right down to Ryan Aldaz, who has just checked into the ballgame. He gets it up to Cooper Frank. Harrison Frank, 3-point shot. Whoa! Rims around and comes up, but the rebound comes right down to Mark Cleveland. All he had to do, he just laid it up over the front of the rim, rolls around and comes out. He got robbed because that was a good putback by Mark.
It was.
22-14 right now. 2 minutes to go in the half. Rojo, 3-point shot. This is going to be an air ball, and he's going to hear from the student section.
That's right. Student section going crazy tonight.
The student section they've been after Belen, the Belen guys all night long. When Belen was warming up, every time they would shoot like an air ball in the warm-ups, they would hear about it. So student section's really pumped up tonight.
Wow, it makes it fun. It's
so
all
going to
done
come
in
into
fun.
Ryan Aldez, Cooper Brank. He's going to come up the floor, full court press right now. Hilltoppers break it easily underneath. Boy, and that one goes right underneath. This time to Gavin Coy, and Coy just lays it in. So Hilltoppers had no trouble, Mike, breaking that press.
That's right, and credit Harrison Frank for another beautiful pass, finding the open man right underneath the basket.
So they bring it across the timeline. Top of the key with the ball right now is Oscar Almeida. He's going to dish it over to Rojo. Gordy going to get it to Dalton Bland, who's all the way out on the wing. He's going to try to go around Mark Cleveland. And he tried to force it up around him. He's going to shoot up an air ball. Rebound comes down to Gavin Coy. Coy gets it to Ryan Aldez. Aldez in the corner, the same place that Harrison likes to shoot from. And Ryan drops in the three. So the Hilltoppers pouring it on right now, 27-14. It was 11-10 at the end of the quarter. The Hilltoppers are coming up with 16 points to 4 for the Eagles. 40 seconds to go here in this half. Top of the key, Norman Finley. Finley gets it to Dalton Bland, down to 35 seconds. Rojo starts to go, 3-point shot by Rojo. This is off. Rebound is going to come down to Mark Cleveland, 28 seconds to go. Coming up the floor, Ryan Aldez. Going to get it now to Cooper Frank, up to Cleveland.
Beautiful.
Cleveland misses. The rebound come down to Gavin Coy. Loose ball on the floor. Picking it up, Harrison Frank. Gets it to Ryan Aldez. Aldez with the shot. Mark Cleveland. Rebound. And dishes it across the lane to Gavin Coy for the score.
What a beautiful grab by Cleveland, falling backwards. Grabs it and finds the open man. There's a block shot at the other end. And Cleveland, what a sportsman, too. He hits the guy in the back saying, good job, good job.
Mark Cleveland pulling down that rebound. Boy, and I thought he might go up with it, but boy, he just popped it across the lane.
Beautiful.
To Ryan Aldez, drops it across the lane to Gavin Coy. And Coy just laid it in, and Hilltoppers come up. They roar here. They come up with 18 points in that quarter. As after one quarter of play, it is now... after one half of play, the Hilltoppers now lead 29-14 as they held the Eagles to 4 points in that second quarter, and they came up with 18 of their own. And right now they lead by 15, 29-14. So we are going to take a short break at this intermission. Give us a chance to catch up a little bit, and then we'll come back. So, Mike, we're ready to take a little break here.
Okay. Here we go.
wild, exciting ball game here at Griffith Gymnasium as the Hilltopper boys lead in this contest right now by a score 29-14, coming up with 18 points in that second quarter, and to 4 for the Eagles. It was 11-10 at the end of the first quarter, and then the Hilltoppers just absolutely poured it on as they came up with 8 field goals in that quarter alone, and 2 of those were three-pointers. They had 12 field goals total, and 4 of those were three-pointers. They were 1 for 3 from the free throw line. But it just, as Mike pointed out, I mean, the hustle all over, the rebounding, the hustle, the assists. I mean, these guys are playing together like, I mean, unbelievable teamwork. And that last pass at the end, as Mark Cleveland got the rebound, I thought for sure he was a big kid. He was just to the right of the lane. I thought he was going to go up for sure. Beautiful pass across the lane to Gavin Coy, who all he had to do was lay it in. So
yeah, boy, and you know, he's coming off the football field, and you walk in, and last time we saw him play, he looked footballish. He was, you know, kind of unsure of what he was, you know, what he was doing. But this game, oh my God, you know, it's night and day with that guy. He's like, he knows what he's doing when he gets a hold of the ball. He makes room underneath there like you wouldn't believe. And his presence, I mean, their big guy, Dalton Belen, is gone. He came out in the first quarter before Cleveland went out to the court, and he has just disappeared out there in the key. Like, you know, Cleveland has just made his presence. I'm the big man out here, period. End of question, right?
Dalton Bland has been trying to go up against him. Dalton scored 2 points early in the ball game and has not scored since. And he's tried a couple of times to force a shot up over Mark, but he just has not been successful. For the Eagles, they had 4 players to get in the scoring column. They were led by Jordy Rojo, as he had a 3-pointer and a 2-pointer in the first quarter. Then he went 1 for 4 from the free throw line. He ended up with 6. Norman Findlay had 3. Oscar Almeida had 3. And Dalton Bland, their big kid, ended up with 2. For the Hilltoppers, they were led by Harrison Frank. He had 8, and 6 players getting in the column for Los Alamos, and 6 points for Ryan Aldez, as he had 2 nice 3-pointers, and then Sebi Wood with 2. Let's see, where am I? Okay, Gavin Coy had 5, Mark Cleveland with 6, and then Nico Garcia with 2. 12 field goals for Los Alamos, 4 from the 3-point line, 1 of 3 from the free throw line. They led 11-10 at the end of the quarter, outscored Belen 18-4 in the second quarter. There were 9 team fouls called on Los Alamos, 14 fouls called on Belen. And quickly, what I want to do now is go over the ball game we just played. The girls went up against Belen and had that game completely under control. I thought they were just going to simply walk away with it. They were up 26-19 at the end of the third quarter, and Belen had the biggest. Their score by quarters, the first 3 quarters was 7-7 and 5, and then neither team scored for about 4 minutes in the fourth quarter. We were just sitting here looking at a blank roster and blank score sheet, for the fourth quarter, and then all of a sudden, everybody just kind of caught fire in a way. The Hilltoppers only came up with 7, but the Eagles in that last 4 minutes came up with 14 points, and they just suddenly just came alive. The girls who were struggling all night long, like Mason Lopez, she just played a fantastic game, but she could not get that thing in the basket. And Jasmine Gonzalez was the same way. She hit a 3 to start things off, and then she cooled way off, and she just suddenly came on. Those 2 girls, Mason Lopez and Jasmine Gonzalez, just came on, and suddenly at the end of the ball game, in those last 4 minutes, they put in 14 points, and the Hilltoppers were able to tie it able to tie the ball game as Gigi Romero put in a 3-pointer almost at the buzzer to win the ball game, and to put Hilltoppers up by 2. I'm sorry, and then the Belen went down on the other end, missed the shot, but Mason Lopez got the rebound, was fouled with 1.2 seconds to go, and she put both free throws in to make it 33-33, put it into overtime, and then they just went crazy in the overtime, scored another 14 points, in the overtime. So in essentially in 8 minutes, they scored 28 points, when in 3 quarters they had scored a total of 19. But they just suddenly came to life, and they win that ball game in overtime, 47-38. So, Mike, crazy ball game, man.
Oh, it's great to see good basketball in high school. It's just awesome. And Gene, I'm going to go ahead and say some more shout-outs. Number one, Carol Clark for letting all this happen and for letting us do what we really like to do. Nate Limbeck, of course, none of this would have happened without Nate Limbeck. That's for
Nate
sure.
and John McHale got
McHale
together
also,
to begin with.
And you know, a big helper too. It's behind the scenes is Nate's wife Laura, who does a lot of behind the scenes work for us to keep us alive out here. And then of course my wife Debbie, who always listens, and she's listening in to our broadcast here at halftime. And we're starting out again, Gene. I got an important stat here for you. Mark Cleland's size is 6'7", and he's 245 pounds, and he's a junior.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so we'll get him next year, too.
So Belen starts things off, and from the left wing, a shot taken by Nathan Sanchez, and Nate's shot is an air ball. Hilltoppers come down with it, bring it down on the other end to Cooper Frank. Frank will get it across the lane underneath the Harrison,
Wesley
not the Harrison
Stanfield.
Frank, but that's to
Wesley
Stanfield. Stanfield will get it to Malik Abuda.
Elijah.
And Malik is going to.
Elijah Ortiz.
Elijah Ortiz, let me correct that. And Elijah puts it in for 2. He sat out almost the entire first half in foul trouble because he got 2 quick fouls. No, see, that was, Sebi, I'm sorry. So, anyway, I can do this.
So there's a foul there on Elijah underneath.
So Elijah Ortiz picks up his second personal.
Dalton Bland went in for the shot.
Well, they say it's his first personal. You're driving me crazy.
Not on the court is Mark Cleland.
So Dalton Bland puts it in completes the 3-point play. Makes it now 31-16. So now
Wesley Stanfield, who's been gone, hadn't showed up in the first quarter at all. Great inlet pass there to Sebi Wood.
Yes.
Sebi Wood's got 2 more points here, starting this first half. 31-17, Toppers on top.
So Sebi sat out most of the first half, as I was trying to point out. And so they get it inside to him, and he scores. The pass inside is going to be picked off, tipped away by Malik Abuda. And they're going to bring it down in the corner. I thought they're going to get it to Wesley. Harrison Frank, 3-point shot. This is way off. It's amazing. And now we're going to have a reach-in foul go to the Toppers. Boy, that's not a ticky-tack call, as the Hilltoppers actually stole the ball away from Gordy Rojo. But they're going to call Cooper Frank for the personal. And that's his second. That's the second team foul. So no press being put on by Los Alamos as they lead by 16. 33-17. You get the ball now to Elijah Romero. Romero over on the left wing. Nate Sanchez. Sanchez underneath to Dalton Bland. Bland decides to take it to the hole, and then he's fouled, and he's going to go to the free throw line. So he tried to do that in the first half. He was not successful. Hilltoppers did a good job of defending him, especially when Mark Cleland was in there.
I don't understand why he's not in there now.
But now he goes up, and Wesley Stanfield's going to pick up the personal. We didn't see much of West.
Didn't see him at all. Didn't see him at all in the first half.
He might have been gone. You know, he was up in Taos playing soccer.
And he's here right now, so he showed up for this game.
What they probably did was jumped in the car and roared back here as fast as they could, because he wasn't here for the first half, but they put him in the book. So Dalton Bland at the free throw line, and he converts 1 of 2. Makes it 33-18. Malik Abuda, 3-point shot. That is off.
Elijah Wood with the 3-point shot, and he barely missed it.
I have trouble telling those two guys apart. They look like twins. So, anyway.
Yeah. The only way to tell them apart is the number.
Yeah, I know, and I know. That's what drives me crazy, because all the numbers are different from last year, and I'm used to last year's numbers.
Oh.
So,
well, we got a good call there.
That was a good call because trying to dribble in that time was Nate Sanchez, and he had the ball tipped away from him by the Hilltoppers, but then it went off of one of the Eagles out of bounds. 5:27 to go here in the third quarter. 33-18 is the score. The Hilltoppers have come up with 4. Each team has come up with 4. Underneath they get it, and Harrison Frank taking it to the hole, coming in from the left side, and lays it in for 2.
10 points for him. Nice feed that time.
So he has 10, and it's 35-18. Back to a 17-point ball game. And they should have that should have been a traveling violation called against the Eagles. They're going to get it to Gordy Rojo. Rojo in the corner to Dalton Bland. Once again, back to Rojo. Rojo has the ball knocked away from behind.
Oh, what a scoop shot.
They're going to call a foul, but Gavin Cervantes picked up the loose ball and laid it in. But the personal foul is going to go to Cooper Frank. He knocked the ball loose and looked like he knocked it. Yeah, that's his third personal. Looked like he got a clean hit. I don't understand.
I don't know.
Why is he at the line?
Well, he took a shot.
I know, but they called a foul before he shot. And Cooper Frank wasn't under the basket. He was the one that knocked the ball loose.
Good question. Oh, good questions.
Holy mackerel. So the ball bounces. Well, they're going to give him a basket. That's crazy. Gavin Cervantes gets the credit. Cooper Frank knocked the ball loose from behind. And then it went right to Cervantes. He put it up. They called a foul on Cooper, who was clear out at half court almost. Harrison Frank, 3-point shot. That's good.
Oh, my God.
So Harrison Frank, once again, 13 points in the ball game. 38-21. Elijah Romero trying to go down the left side of the lane. He just loses the ball out of bounds.
Throws it.
And now we're going to have for a minute I thought Norman Finley looked like he was going to face guard Harrison Frank. Shades of
Toppers on a spread formation there. Everything around the 3-point line.
So the ball goes
Skip
right.
Pass.
Go. So give Wesley Stanfield an assist on that one.
Yeah, on the beautiful skip pass.
The
pass kind of ricocheted off your own player.
The pass went to Wesley Frank, and he tried to get it, and it hit him in the hands, and then went flying, and ended up going and then heading right over. Who made that basket?
It was reporter Nico Garcia.
Yeah, Nico went flying right to Nico, and Nico put it in for his 5th point.
Beautiful skip pass.
Yeah, they were trying to get
the hard way.
Yes. Yeah, it was a absolute true skip pass that time.
Back on the court, Gene's favorite player, Malik Abuda.
Oh, there you go. See, he doesn't look any. They look like twin brothers out there. Yeah. So going to come now to Wesley Stanfield. Stanfield gets it to Malik Abuda. Over to Wesley. Wesley on the left wing. Picks up his dribble to Nico Garcia. Inside to Malik. Malik is, they were all over him. Dalton Bland steals it away and down the floor. His pass, he tries to bounce it up the floor to Oscar Almeida. And Almeida had a lot of trouble hanging on to it. Ball is going to be knocked loose. And loose ball is going to be chased down by Gordy Rojo. Rojo starts to put up the 3 from just to the right of the key. Gets it over now to Oscar Almeida. Almeida will dribble out near the half-court circle. Back to Gordy. Rojo comes to the left side. Pass inside now to Dalton. Going up against Malik Abuda. And they called Malik for the foul before he even shot.
Before he even committed the foul.
I mean, he had just started to put the ball on the floor, and the referee put up his hand for the foul.
We call it quick whistle.
And so Dalton Bland will go to the free throw line.
Doesn't complete the 3-point play. Or doesn't complete the first over 101.
Misses the free throw. And rebound is going to come down to Gavin Cervantes. Cervantes over to Dalton Bland, 41-23. 18-point lead for Los Alamos right now with 2:20 to go here in this third quarter.
There we go.
And now Mark Cleveland will check in at the next opportunity. 3-point shot. That's good. Nice looking three-pointer from Gavin Cervantes. He now has 6 points in the
30-second timeout.
So
I was wondering, it's here we are. All this time's gone by in the third quarter, and sitting on the bench, nice and peaceful like with Mark Cleveland. Now they're going to bring him in.
15-point ball game right now. The Hilltoppers are up by 15 at the end of the first half, and it's now a 15-point ball game again, 41-26. But the Hilltoppers have been up by as much as 18 in this ball game. And so the Hilltoppers outscored the Eagles 18-4 in the second quarter, and that's been the big difference in this ball game, because right now the two teams have they fought this third quarter to a standstill. I mean, it's both of the teams coming up with the Hilltoppers coming up with 12, and also the Eagles coming up with 12. So Hilltoppers will bring it up. They're going to bring it over on the right wing to Nico Garcia. Garcia, right now, a 1-2-2. It's a 1-2-2, very, very aggressive matchup zone right now by the Eagles. They're trying to put a lot of pressure on the ball. Shot taken from the corner. This is Wesley Stanfield, and he can shoot just as good as Harrison Frank,
wide
and
open.
He shows it.
They left him wide open. I would never do that.
No, and he's shooting from the same place that Harrison likes to shoot from. 44-26, back to an 18-point lead. Gordy Rojo dribbles into the free throw circle and dishes off the ball. They dish it right back to him. Comes to Oscar Almeida. Inside it's going to go to Gavin Cervantes. Cervantes makes the move. Dalton Bland gets the rebound. Tries to dish it out. Loose ball picked up by Nico Garcia. That's going to come up to Ryan Aldaz. And Aldaz has his shot blocked out of bounds by Elijah Romero.
Hammered out of bounds. But what a beautiful ball handling coming down the court. Nico Garcia behind his back, through traffic, everything, getting the pass down court. Excellent job. Good basketball game.
So the Hilltoppers are going to inbound it, try to inbound it to Mark Cleveland. They overthrow him. Gordy Roja coming down the floor, which he thought was going to be a 100% uncontested layup. And boy, flying out of nowhere down the court, Nico Garcia, and he just slaps that thing out of his hand against the wall. Pass inside immediately goes to Gavin Cervantes. Nobody picking him up.
Everybody asleep out there.
The Hilltoppers just still admiring Nico's block. Come to 40 seconds to go, 44-28, 16-point lead for Los Alamos. Ryan Aldaz will get it now to Nico Garcia in the corner. Wesley Stanfield, three-point shot is off. Rebound comes down to Dalton Bland. Starts to go up the court. Thinks twice about it and then decides to get it back to his point guard, Gordy Roja. Roja trying to go down the lane, dishes it off at the last second to Gavin Cervantes over on the right of the lane. His shot is off. Rebound comes down to Mark Cleveland. Cleveland gets it to Wesley Stanfield. He has his pocket picked and by Gordy Roja, and Roja with an uncontested layup picks up his 8th point as the quarter comes to an end.
Gordy Roja, 8 points in the game for him.
So it's 44-30 right now. And the Hilltoppers, who led by 15, they were outscored by 1 here in this quarter. So 44-30, Hilltoppers lead. 14 points for the Hilltoppers.
Yeah.
So
last 3 minutes of that quarter there, that third quarter, Harrison Frank was also sitting on the bench. So the big starters weren't out there, including Mark Cleveland. And that kind of killed the shooting here for a little bit. But Wesley Stanfield, who just showed up from the soccer game, he made his presence feel, taking 2 good shots at the game, making one of the 3-pointers from that corner. And Toppers, like Gene said, 44-30. What a great job. What a great game this is turning out to be, Gene, especially for us. The score doesn't indicate it, but Belen is really doing a good job. Of course, like Gene said, Andrew Donnell has been to the finals and taken the team to the state tournament. So he's no slouch in the coach department. And he's here keeping them in the game for sure. So back on the court now. We'll start this fourth quarter. Toppers with a comfortable lead. And they have Harrison Frank, Nico Garcia, Joshua Woodson, Gavin Coy, and Mark Cleland will start this fourth quarter for the Toppers.
So Harrison Frank will take the inbound pass, bring it over to Nico Garcia. Hilltoppers up by 14. Biggest lead has been 18. And almost picking up the travel that time was Joshua Woodson. Three-point shot taken by Nico Garcia from the left wing. Rebound is going to come down to the Eagles. They'll just kind of walk it up as they get it to Oscar Almeida. Almeida between the circles now is going to dish it off over to Elijah Romero. So now he's just directing traffic and going to hand it off over to Gavin Cervantes. Cervantes back to Almeida. Oscar going in, tries to go up and sees Mark Cleland there and decides not to try it.
Right.
Dalton Bland goes up against Mark. Mark makes him change his shot. Rebound comes down to Cervantes, and we're going to have
it's on Nico.
Yeah, we're going to have the Belen player go down, and I think that was Elijah Romero, so he's fouled by Nico Garcia.
Shot did not go in.
Yeah, so that's his second personal, and that already is the sixth team foul on Los Alamos. And so the Hilltoppers piling up the fouls. They had 9 in the first half to only 4 for Belen. Belen has not committed a foul here in this second half. 7 minutes to go, and at the free throw line right now is Elijah Romero. He'll shoot 2. This is off. Rebound is going to come down. Fight for it, and it's going to be won this time by Gavin Coy. They'll get it now to Nico Garcia over on the right wing, out on top to Harrison Frank. Frank over, down low. Get it to Gavin Coy to Mark Cleland. So the Hilltoppers just kind of working around. A three-point shot is off. Rebound is going to come down to Harrison Frank. And Frank, I think, is going to be fouled from behind. And that personal foul is going to go.
Elijah Romero, his third.
Elijah Romero picks up his third personal. And now Benito Maestas wants a timeout. 14-point lead for Los Alamos. They were up 11-10 at the end of the first quarter, and they outscored the Eagles 18-4 in that second quarter. The Eagles outscored Los Alamos 16-15 in the third quarter. So right now it is a 14-point differential. The biggest lead for the Hilltoppers has been 18.
That's right, and it's been a great game. A lot of switching, and of course, Belen, the Eagles coach, like I said, Andrew Donnell, he's really doing a great job with the X's and O's out there, Gene. He's putting student athletes where they need to be on the court and finding the open spots and getting them out there. He's doing a great job. There's a good timeout here for Benito Maestas to just kind of regroup, set us back in place here. Harrison Frank should be back online here real quick. He sat down for a little bit of third quarter there at the end. We'll see if Mark Cleland goes back out there for the Toppers. The center, to make that. Nope, he's not. He's going to sit him down.
Well, Mike, we got a minute 20 gone here in this fourth quarter. Nobody scored.
Well, we had two shots from the free throw line, though. Elijah Romero.
Nobody has scored at this point.
No, they're right.
See, Elijah Romero, what he shot. He shot 2, didn't he?
Right.
Missed them both. Harrison Frank's going to get it over.
Elijah Wood.
Elijah
Ortiz.
Elijah Wood. You're as bad as I am. Elijah Ortiz gets picks up the basket. That's his second. He's a big kid, but he's
Stole
a good free
it.
throw. Stolen away by Wesley Stanfield. By Harrison Frank. Gets it to Wesley Stanfield. Stanfield trying to get it across over this time back to Harrison. Let's see, that was
Sibby Wood.
Sebi Wood. And Sebi can't get to it. Full court press by Los Alamos. It's a 2-2-1, and they've got Malika Buddha all the way back for Los Alamos.
That's Elijah Ortiz.
God. I give up. I'm going to start calling him Elijah Buddha.
Just call Elijah Wood, yeah. And I'll call him Wood. Holy moly, that's going to go against Elijah underneath. Trying to take the shot was Gavin Cervantes. They'll put him on the line and see if anybody scores this fourth quarter.
So Gavin Cervantes, that personal foul went to Wesley Stanfield, by the way. That was his second.
Okay.
And that is the 17th foul. And that is the reason Gavin Cervantes is on the free throw line.
And he gets them in the books.
Shooting a 1-and-1.
Makes the front end.
Puts the front end in. Los Alamos has not scored in this quarter. We got 2 minutes and 5 seconds gone. And now there's some discussion here at the scorer's table.
Well, up on the board, it's 46-30. So.
Well, that is right. Elijah Ortiz scored
two.
Yeah, that's correct.
But Andrew Donnell, the Belen coach, isn't sure about the score. And he wants to double check things.
Well, Elijah Ortiz scored 2.
We know that. But there's some kind of discrepancy with the Belen score. The coach for Belen was over here at the book, and now he sent the referee.
Belen score right now should be 31.
Well, that's what he's arguing about. The Belen
coach.
He
made the front end of the 1-and-1, and it was 30 at the quarters. This isn't, as they say in Los Alamos, rocket science.
There's a lot of discussion, and then there might be something going on with the time too. But anyway, they've sorted out something here, and Gavin Cervantes, having been frozen for about a minute and a half, is finally going to take his second shot.
And they still haven't changed that score.
They haven't changed it yet. Nope, they're not going to now.
No, well, they just took away for a point. Now my scoring's all fouled up. So
there we go.
Gavin Cervantes puts in his second. Another 1-and-1. So that makes it 46-31.
So it should be 32. There it is. Okay, now we got it right.
They finally caught up.
Right.
Okay, 46-32, 14-point ball game.
They're as bad as we are.
Really. Comes to Wesley Stanfield out on top. Elijah Ortiz, three-point shot, rims around and drops in.
Elijah. And he had a nice
Elijah
shot
Ortiz,
last year.
I got his name right even.
That's right. And he had a nice shot last year.
Well, he was a good three-pointer shooter last year. Down the floor in a hurry.
Whoa.
And boy, taking it coast to coast that time with Elijah Romero, and he picks up his first 2 points of the ball game. Makes it 49-34. The Hilltoppers up by 15. Pass inside by Harrison Frank, and a lazy pass easily picked off by the Eagles, and then taking it down the floor and laying it in once again is Elijah Romero. So he just picked up his 4th point, and now it's a 13-point ball game. 49-36, 5 minutes to go. So the Hilltoppers cannot relax here, and they're going to get it inside to Wesley Stanfield. Great move. Wow, what a great move by Wesley Stanfield as he just challenged Dalton Bland, who's much, much taller than he is, and Wesley just went right against him and laid it in for 2.
That was a beautiful little spin move down low. Dalton Bland didn't expect it.
Dalton Bland running all over the place and no traveling call. He ran across the lane, decided to try to go up. He couldn't go up, so he decided to
dribble and travel.
Yeah,
nothing called.
I think he had every violation except a 3-second violation.
Right.
51-36, still a 15-point lead. 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in this fourth quarter. Pass is going to come over. It's going to be stolen away by Wesley Stanfield. Up the floor to Ryan Coop. Cooper Frank. I can do this. Up to Cooper Frank. This is only my second game, man.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right. Okay.
I give up.
I'm glad we didn't stop before and go to our favorite meals. Oh, there he
So
is.
they get it to
Elijah.
Elijah Ortiz again as Wesley,
Beautiful.
as Harrison Frank coming down the baseline on the left side.
Coming
And
alive.
he draws everybody to him, and then he just dishes it
Timeout,
off
Eagles.
to Elijah, and Elijah lays it in. And Elijah right now, he has 7 points in this quarter and 9 for Los Alamos, and Elijah has 7 of the 9. And so now a full timeout is going to be taken by the Eagles.
Elijah has 9 points in this half. First half they had 0, and now he's coming alive right now. He made that three-pointer, and boy, he's making his presence felt out there.
Well, he didn't score in the first half and then picked up a 2-pointer in the third quarter. Now he has 7 points just in this quarter alone.
53-36, Toppers on top. Comfortable lead, but they can't fall asleep like you said. But they've had Mark Cleveland on the sideline. He hasn't really been out there much. Cooper Frank, Nico Garcia had a three-pointer, and Harrison Frank hasn't done anything yet. But boy, he set him up outside. But really, what Harrison Frank has been doing is feeding a lot of these guys. Beautiful passing, beautiful assists. He's got a lot of good points. What you have, 13 points? I have him for 13 points. Is that what you got? And 3 of them are three-pointers. So get them open, leave them over there on the sideline. They're not going to do it. And that might be what the Belen Eagles coach has done, is try to put some pressure on him to keep the ball out of his hands.
That assist by Harrison Frank to Elijah was just, that's just like a clinic. He just came down that lane. They all came to him because they know of his ability, and all he had to do is dish it off. So a trapping defense now put up by Los Alamos.
Beautiful. Ryan Zeke there had to go way up to knock that ball out of bounds. Boy, he can jump. Ryan Zeke.
That's high in the air he goes, and it goes out of bounds on the sideline. They get it inside now to Elijah Romero, over to Gordy Rojo. Skip pass across to Oscar Almeida. And now heading to the basket, and Elijah Romero, who did not score in the first 3 quarters, now is just every time he gets the ball, he takes it to the hole, and he now has 6 points.
He's their fourth quarter man. He's
53-38. Must have been inspired by the girls.
Oh.
Cooper Frank going to the basket, has the ball knocked away from behind by Elijah Romero. Romero coming down the floor. Gordy Rojo, 3-point shot. This is going to be way off. Dalton Bland with the rebound. And we're going to have a reach-in foul go to the Hilltoppers. That one is going to go to Sebi Wood. Sebi will pick up his third personal.
He just got in the game.
And that is going to be the 8th team foul. So that'll put Dalton Bland on the free throw line.
Ryan Aldaz checks in for Los Alamos.
She'll shoot 1-1.
Dalton Bland
shot 4 times in the second quarter. And in the third quarter, he was 2 for 4. So shooting the front end of the 1-1, and he misses that. Rebound comes down. Hilltoppers bringing it down now to Ryan Aldaz. Aldaz in the corner, trying to get it to Wesley Stanfield.
Great job.
Actually threw it behind him. Wesley was, I'm surprised he was able to even get a hold of that.
He put a hand on it at all.
But it's stolen away by the Eagles. 3-point shot. And that one up by Jordy Rojo. That's his 11th point of the ball game. And makes it 53-41, 12-point lead. 18-point lead has been the biggest for Los Alamos. The Eagles have never led. Harrison Frank with a 3-point shot. That's off. Up the floor it comes to Elijah Romero. Romero's going to take it to the hole again. And this time he doesn't convert. Rebound comes down to Ryan Zeke. And now nice move down the baseline.
They're going to call the foul? Something happened in the corner there with the ref.
Well, I'm not sure what's going on, but Dalton Bland has given Benito Maestas
check.
There's a tech somewhere, and Dalton Bland
on the coach on Los Alamos.
Dalton Bland walking by Benito Maestas, giving him a major applause.
But our coach just picked up a technical.
So they picked it. So Benito picks up the tee. And so that's So a two-shot technical. And at the free throw line is Gavin Cervantes.
He makes the first one.
So he'll shoot the two-shot technical, and then they'll get the ball out of bounds. And this one is good.
They make that one. He's almost perfect from the line.
So he cuts it now down to a 10-point ball game.
Oh, boy.
And they have the ball out of bounds. We still have almost 2 minutes to go in this ball game.
Mark Cleland checks back in for the Toppers, so there'll be somebody in the lane now. Timeout for the Toppers now.
So the Hilltoppers will take a timeout. And it should be, is he going to take a 30? Yes, no, he's going to take a full.
Full timeout. So 53-43, our comfortable lead has been cut to 10. Still kind of comfortable, but a 10-point lead going in with about 2 minutes left. Is that right, Gene? About 2 minutes? No, a minute 40, I think, a minute 30.
Yeah, it's a minute 52.
Like I said, a minute 52. So we're getting down there. But, yeah, so Gavin, Mark Cleveland came in, was a force at 6 points in that second quarter and just absolutely dominated the paint.
Well, the Eagles have picked up the intensity big time in this late third quarter and fourth quarter. The Hilltoppers are kind of coasting right now, and so the Hilltoppers need to dig in, and so it's going to be.
Harrison Frank hasn't done anything yet in this fourth quarter. Wesley Stanfield's on the court now. Elijah Ortiz, Mark Cleland, and Ryan Aldez are the players for Los Alamos here with 1:52 left in this fourth quarter.
Yeah,
up by 10.
What's interesting, Mike, is that the Eagles only have one personal foul. Rojo, three-point shot, that's off. Rebound comes down to Dalton Bland. Bland's going to get it under the pass. They try to get the pass underneath, deflected by Elijah Ortiz.
Well, we don't need to rush anything.
So the Hilltoppers now are just going to spread it out. And the thing that's interesting, Mike, is that the Eagles are going to have a reach-in foul. They're trying to get the ball away from Mark Cleland. The interesting thing, Mike, is they only have one team foul. Before they can put Los Alamos on the line, they got to get up to 7. They got to give 5 more fouls before they can get the Hilltoppers on the free throw line to shoot a 1-and-1. And that's one of the problems. Like if you're a low fouling team,
right,
and then you get into this situation, then it could, then it just.
So on the inbounds,
you play a good game where you don't foul, and then it hurts you in the end. Comes to Dalton Bland. We're coming down to minute 10 seconds to go. Gavin Cervantes gets it to Gordy Rojo. Skip pass across is going to come over to Elijah Ortiz. It's Elijah Romero. 3-point shot is going to be put up on the right wing by Oscar Almeida.
They're calling the foul over the back.
They're going to call the Hilltoppers.
No.
They're going to call the Eagles for going over the back. So
of Elijah Ortiz.
That personal foul will. Well, I didn't see who picked up the personal anyway. So the Hilltoppers will inbound it. That's the third team foul. Bring it up to.
Cleveland's going to go
Cleveland.
in there. Oh.
Cleveland decides he's going to take it into the basket. No need to do that. And the shot is blocked by Dalton Bland. Pass inside, picked off by the Hilltoppers, and Ryan Zeke's going to take it up and lay it in, and he puts it up too hard off the glass.
Good move there. Nice little step through.
That the Hilltoppers do not need to be in a hurry.
No need to be in a hurry.
Of course, there's 41 seconds to go. Mark Cleveland comes out of the ball game. So right now what you really need in there is ball handlers.
Right.
So there's still only 3 team fouls on the Eagles. So they have to give 4 more to get the Hilltoppers on the line. Gavin Cervantes, 3-point shot. Now we're going to have the final timeout taken by the Eagles as they cut it to 7. 53-46 with 28.6 seconds to go.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
So Cervantes, who has picked up seven points in this quarter alone, he did not score in the first half, and then he picked up 8 points in the third quarter.
Well, he certainly showed up after halftime, that's for sure.
So right now he has 12 points, 14 points in the ball game. So the
Topper's in a little bit of trouble here. 53 to 46 is the score, but there's not a lot of time, and there's not a lot of time. But we'll see what Belen Eagles coach Andrew Noel draws up here to try and get his team back in there.
Well, there's not a whole lot he can draw up if Los Alamos decides not to try to take it to the basket every time.
Right.
Because the Hilltoppers just spread it out. They're just going to have to keep fouling.
28 seconds left in the ball game.
They have 4 fouls before they can put the Hilltoppers on the line.
So nothing but ball handlers out there for the Toppers.
Full court press.
Got to get it in.
Bring it inside now to Harrison Frank. Frank will bring it up the floor. And this time to Cameron Haig, who has checked in. Haig. And come now to Wesley Stanfield. Stanfield in the corner to Cameron.
They better foul him.
Underneath, and Hilltoppers are not going to shoot as they got it underneath to Sebi Wood.
Now they'll foul
him. Sebi had a wide open layup and said, no thanks.
Yeah, he was the only one underneath, and he dribbled out of there.
So we have a personal foul, and that was going to go to Gavin Cervantes. That's only going to be his first. That's the 4th team foul.
Inbounds Harrison Frank.
So Harrison Frank and they're going to whistle
again. Timeout.
I think a timeout by Benito with 6.8 seconds to go.
53-46 is the score.
You got to plan this.
7 seconds left in the ball game.
Got to plan this 6.8 seconds strategy. It's got to be perfection.
But boy, it's been a great game, though.
I don't want anybody shooting the ball.
Just like, I know nobody shot the last time, but do that again.
You see what Sebi did?
Even if you're underneath by yourself, dribble it out.
Did you see what Sebi Wood did?
I want everyone doing that.
Just remember that.
That was kind of funny. He was wide open underneath at his basket, and he dribbles it out.
He probably would have missed it. He was so wide open.
Yeah.
6.8 seconds to go. I mean, this is all over, except for the shooting. To see if Los Alamos.
Let's see if they start fouling right away.
See if Los Alamos is going to shoot here. Well, let's see.
If we can get it to Harrison Frank, he's probably the best ball handler, along with Wesley Stanfield.
Well, Ryan Zeke is going to bring it in to Harrison Frank. We're going to have a personal foul, and that's going to go against Elijah Romero. I think that's his 4th, I think.
4. I have him for 4.
Yeah, they have right now, they have 9 team fouls in total for the game, and Elijah's got 4 of them.
Nobody's shooting.
4.7 seconds.
They have fouls to give, so they're going to foul.
Yeah, and he's taking out his big people, going to come to Harrison Frank.
Topper ball.
Knocked away from Harrison by Gavin Cervantes.
And that's exactly who we're trying to get it to. Benito wants to get it to Harrison. And he throws it way up in the air. He throws the ball up in the rafters, and it hung up there about a second. That's all we needed.
All he needed was that. That's all he needed was that hang time.
Beautiful. Way to go.
He just threw it almost to the ceiling.
And let it just hang up there for that 1.2 seconds. Smart play on his behalf. Great job.
So the final score is going to be 53 to 46.
And he's going to come and talk to us, your coach.
Yeah. So quite a ball game. So right now, joining us is going to be, get it? Yeah. Hi, Benito. This is Benito Maestas, the head coach of the Hilltoppers. And so, Benito, you guys are really looking tough this season. You know, you start off against Valencia. You just ran away from them and then played a good Hope team, won that ball game. And then we knew that Belen was going to be a good ball team, but,
right.
Andrew Donnell, a good coach. But, I mean, you guys, pretty close first quarter, but wow, I mean, you guys just went crazy in that second quarter.
Yeah, you know what? I told the kids to start. They're hungry. They're playing against Hope. We played really well. Against Valencia, we played really well. Tonight, I think we came out a little complacent. They looked flat. we came out very flat actually. And then second quarter we picked it up, and then halftime, and then third quarter we picked it up again, and then fourth quarter I think we just got complacent. And we're looking for the 3-point shot, in which we shouldn't have been. We should have been running our offense and just being patient. But you know what? We got a W, and that's what counts. We just need to get some rest, celebrate tonight, get some rest tonight, and be ready to come back to work tomorrow.
Yeah, well, it was interesting you were talking about the complacency, because you were talking about it was pretty flat. You know, they really didn't have the zing that they had against Valencia in the first quarter, but they poured it on in the second quarter. Everybody, I mean, moving the ball, had some fantastic assists, and rebounds, shooting, everything was great. And you just blew these guys out of the gym. And it turns out it was lucky that you did, because they outscored you in the third quarter, and then you guys built up a pretty good lead in the fourth quarter. And we were even talking here on the air that the kids are all of a sudden, Los Alamos, like the boys. So to me, it looked like they were just coasting.
Right.
You know, just, well, we got a big lead, so let's just coast to the win.
And that's the thing we got to get better at. We got to get better at having that killer instinct. Just when we're up by 15, 18 points, we just got to continue playing the way we were playing to get that 15, 18-point lead. And you're right, the kids just got complacent. We stopped playing together, and I think we're looking for too many shots and too many threes, and we didn't need threes. But you know what? It's the kids are working hard. I'm happy to get the W, and Belen played us tough.
Well, you know that you guys got a couple of days off or so, 3 days off,
right?
And then you go to Espanola,
right?
And what do you know about Espanola?
Well, you know what, Espanola, they're bringing back a lot of kids from last year. Gabe Martinez, a good coach, along with Coach Williams and Coach David Salazar. They're solid. They're solid. The record doesn't reflect it. But you know what, playing in Espanola, it's going to be tough. It's always tough playing in that gym.
No, it certainly is.
But I'm going to have my guys ready. You know what, we just got to show up on Saturday ready to play.
Well, my good buddy from Cadice, Mike Trujillo, he called me the other day, and so I was asking, he was telling me he was pretty impressed with you guys. And I said, so what's Espanola got? And he said, oh, we don't have anything.
Right.
And I said, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Checo.
Yeah, he's playing some poker there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, they always are.
Right.
Well, anyway, Benito, congratulations on the win. You guys off to a great start, 3-0.
Right.
And now district play on Saturday night in Espanola, and we'll be there.
Thank you.
To bring everybody that ball game. So congratulations on the win. Like you say, it's a W is a W.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just want to thank everybody who's supporting us, all of Los Alamos and all the Los Alamos fans. Thank you, and we'll see you guys Saturday.
Yeah, we'll see you Saturday. Thanks, Benito.
Thank you. Thank you. You guys have a good night. Thank you.
Head coach of the Hilltoppers, Benito Maestas, as the Hilltoppers come away with the victory 53-46. That pushes Belen to 1 win and 2 losses, and the Hilltoppers now at 3-0 on the season. So well, I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I haven't had a chance to add things up. We don't have any commercials anymore, so I don't get a chance to add things up between quarters and stuff anymore. But anyway, great game by the Hilltoppers. Let's see if I can figure out. Harrison Frank ended up with 13 points. Did not score in the fourth quarter. Elijah Ortiz had 7 points in the fourth quarter, and he ended up with 9 points. And then Ryan Aldez came there in that first and second quarter, and dropped in a couple of nice 3-pointers, and he finished with 6. And Gavin Coy had 5. Let's see if I can finish this off. Nico Garcia had 2. Sebi Wood had 2. And I believe that's Mark Cleland ended up with 6. He had those 3 quick baskets in the second quarter, as they just couldn't stop him underneath. So the Hilltoppers, they were up 11-10 at the end of the first quarter. They blew Belen out in the second quarter, 18-14, and then they got outscored 16-15 in the third quarter. And then the Eagles were able to put up 16 against Los Alamos in that fourth quarter. The Hilltoppers were only able to put up 9. So the final score, 53-46. And the Hilltopper girls lost in soccer today, 4-0 down to Goddard in Roswell. That surprised me. They were the 4 and 5 seed. Hilltoppers were the 5 seed. But I thought the girls would do much better. And in fact, the girls basketball team had to sacrifice Jenna Woods and Tara McDonald. They really could have used them tonight, but they should have won that ball game anyway. It was just that the Lady Eagles just came on like gangbusters in the last half of the fourth quarter and the overtime. And then the Topper boys went up against Taos. Taos was the number 2 seed, and Hilltoppers were the 7 seed. The Taos had defeated Los Alamos twice before, but the Hilltoppers was able to come away with the victory 2-1, so they advance in the state tournament to the semifinals, and they will take on the winner of Academy and Highland. So that game will be in Albuquerque. Right now, the NMAA is playing these first. They're playing the first ball games, the first matches at the school of the higher seed. So the Hilltoppers will have to travel to either Highland or Academy, and we'll travel with them and bring you that ball game on Thursday. Then on Friday night, we'll be back here at Griffith Gymnasium to bring you the Hilltopper girls versus Espanola. And then on Saturday night, we'll head down to the beautiful Espanola Valley, and we will bring you that ball game. It's always a good one. The Hilltopper boys versus Espanola. So this is Gene Martinson for Mike Katko and for Nate Limback and John McHale. We wouldn't be able to do it without our crew. And I want to thank Carol Clark of the Los Alamos Daily Post for making all this possible. We certainly couldn't do it without her. So she was key. Nate Limback and John McHale put this together and got together with Carol, and she said absolutely. And so we really do appreciate that and thank her for that. So have a beautiful tomorrow, everybody. You can make it an even better Wednesday. All you got to do is put a little love in your heart. Don't forget to hug that penguin, but the most important thing that you can always do is just be excellent to each other. And night, sweetie pie. I love you, sweetie. I miss you so very, very much.